Okay, my name is J.D. Rinehart. I am 45 years of age, and I am the Vice President and General Manager of Rinehart Orchards Incorporated, and we're located in Smithsburg, Maryland, which is western Maryland. We grow apples and peaches. We also grow a small amount of nectarines, plums, and other produce. This will be our 79th year, and we operate on 400 acres. Years ago, everyone had a brand name that they packed under. Glen Afton is our brand. What that stands for is the water source that comes off the mountain, which are orchards. We sit on foothills right below the Blue Ridge Mountain here, and there's a spring that is called the Afton Spring. And that Afton Spring comes out of the side of the mountain, and that flows in the form of streams through our orchards, and that's where the name came from. We've been growing fruit here since the 1800s. I don't know quite what the date was, but before the Civil War. The farmers around here found, they started planting fruit, and they found you could grow very nice fruit trees here, and you could grow some really tasty fruit. So the peach market started, and the apple market started. And at one time in Washington County, if you counted all the orchards in Smithsburg, and then you had Hancock, which had almost 6,000 acres of peaches. At one time, this was one of the largest growing regions in the country for apples and peaches. Maryland is blessed with having mountains and strong fertile soils. That gives good elevation. You need to plant orchards high where they're well drained from frost, and the higher the trees, usually the better off you are. You get to live on a farm, you get to raise your family on a farm, which I think is wonderful. You get to live in a rural community, and you're an integral part of that community. I've lived in the same house that I was born in. You know, my children have gone to school where I go to school. I think that's really neat. I get to work with my father and my family, which I enjoy very much. You know, our goal here is to pass it to the fourth generation and to sustain a nice lifestyle with what we're doing now. It's hard work. You do work a lot, and there's not a lot of financial reward with it, but you can have a good living with it. I think the best advice I could give if you're going to buy produce is go visit your local farmer. And I'm not saying that because I am a local farmer. I think you can get the freshest product from a local fruit stand. And you know, a lot of times peaches that you buy off a local stand are picked that day. And I think that's where you really get a good piece of fruit. As far as apples go, we can store apples a while, you know, a couple months, and they're still good, and you can get those at your local fruit stand or farmer's market. Yeah, if you want to go to the supermarket and buy fruit, I would recommend looking for the Eastern label on fruit, just because I think Eastern fruit tastes better than the Western fruit. We have a little better soils here to grow fruit with. I would just stick with the local spin on things, and I would buy something with either Eastern or Maryland or Pennsylvania or something that's grown in the Mid-Atlantic. Not only are you getting a good piece of fruit, but you're supporting your local farmer, and I think that's very important.